So my name's Jamie Norris. I'm a community counsellor here in Ulahaktuk. I came north in 2007. I've worked in pretty much all the communities in the Beaufort Delta region of the Northwest Territories. I've been here in Ulahaktuk for about the last 8 years. I talk with so many people who tell me a story of how they started, and again, mostly alcohol and weed, right? So they were struggling with something in their life. They started either drinking more alcohol or smoking more marijuana, and how for a little while they will talk about how it felt it helped them. And often, and this is a word I've heard used in so many conversations I've had, the idea of it numbs. It numbs the pain. It sort of makes the pain go away. So of course, what happens is the pain comes back when the person sobers up or, comes down or whatever. The conversations that I often end up having around that are that actually whatever the issue is, whatever the struggle is, it's still there, in our lives when we wake up and the hangover goes, or we come down from the high or whatever. Like the issue is still there. So then, it becomes a struggle of, do I just jump back in for more? And that can lead to that whole cycle of addiction. Or do I go a different way? How we can talk to our friends, family about, struggles they might be having. I mean, the first thing is, it's about listening. It's not about talking. Sometimes we talk about this idea of formal and informal supports. So that's kind of counseling language, just for things like the informal supports, friends, family, elders, knowing, being aware of who kind of the folks in the community are that are available to help, knowing often in some communities there's a thing where you know that these houses are sober, they're safe places to go, so they can be identified. I know in one community a few years ago they had a thing where they would have a colored light bulb that would be on at night, so that kids or whoever would know that's a safe place to go. In community, it's the kind of the resources, the safe places. So just knowing, all of the different communities inside a community. So there's, like here in Ulahaktuk, there's the school, of course, there's the health center, but there are all sorts of little, communities within that. Family communities, hunting communities, different sort of folks who just form and make up their own communities. In that moment when we're thinking like, what is the first step of someone getting help? Well, again, I think the first step is, first of all, we realize I need help. I acknowledge that to myself, so I reach out. And then I reach out either to community counselor or wellness worker. I reach out to a trusted family member or elder in the community. I might reach out to an old teacher. I might reach out to an elder that maybe I've never really spoken to, but I know, holds a place of trust and respect. Basically, trust is a big word. I will reach out to whoever I trust. I might, if it's certainly in some sort of emergency, I can reach out to the RCMP, I can reach out to the health center, I can reach out to, here in the community, maybe the Hamlet office, whatever. I mean, those are the kind of resources that are there. So it's so important to talk. I mean, I think talking is often the first step. And one of the other things I like to do is just to sort of ask folks, can ask us right now, in that sense of, okay, just who in your life, it doesn't have to be like a counselor. I mean, it can be a family member, a friend, a teacher, a coach, an uncle, an auntie, whoever. Who's one person you feel safe talking to? And I always like to sort of do that, just so, that can be identified and in the back of our minds. And then, there's at least a place to go. And of course, if someone might say, well, there's nobody. And then there are all the resources and stuff that, we make available. But I think talking ultimately is kind of the start of everything.